So, time to annual meeting. Yes, this is parallel P45 annual meeting. Andy, are you here?
I am. Thank you. All right. Do I have the green light?
Yes, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So we're slotted until 12:15. However, I do realize that, as many of you do as well, I am up against perhaps the most anticipated inauguration in quite some time. So we're going to try and get you out of here before that happens, because we don't want 2 viewers after 12. So we're going to just do kind of a quick year in review, and then we have some voting business to attend to for board elections, and then we'll close it out at the end. So, a year in review, 2020. How do we miss thee? We learned a lot of things in 2020. We learned that the blue side of the mask is supposed to face outward. So hopefully you've learned that by now. We also learned that every 31 to 47 years, there's a toilet paper shortage. Started in 1942, World War II, of course, you know. And then you can Google this, and I quote, the Great Toilet Paper Shortage of 1973. And then, of course, 2020. So 2051, you better stock up for that next 16-year period so you don't get caught with your pants down. And apparently there was like a flu or something. I don't know. One American News just said it wasn't a big deal. Okay, we started with, we'll get down to business now. 2020 Orchard Vineyard Show. That was kind of our last opportunity to meet in person. And it was a wonderful show. It was the first time we went to 2 full days for the grape program. P45 worked closely with MSU Extension to get some great speakers, and Thomas Todaro was still with us, and he was able to kind of wrangle some excellent speakers for us. We had Anna Catherine Mansfield. She did 2 excellent talks that were, I think, fairly highly regarded by many who were there. We had Brie Larson talking about hard cider and kind of some general fermentation science that could apply for white wine as well, even. And she talked about ground harvesting for hard cider as well, which was interesting. We had the MSU team give some great updates. Paolo, Dr. Miles, and Rufus Isaacs all gave some good Michigan pertinent updates. And we even had some cold, hearty info from Dr. Imed Dami from Ohio State, and Dr. Tim Martinson from Cornell as well. So, you know, the MSU Extension team really was wonderful helping us pull that off. You know, they did a lot of behind the scenes work, so you should, if you haven't already, you should thank them again for that, because we don't really know what we're doing as P45, but they really helped pull it all together for us. So we are moving along the calendar year. The spring kickoff was, of course, canceled. We were hoping for a little while, and then we kind of saw like, okay, this thing's clearly not getting any better. So we had to cancel that. And what we wanted to do was somehow reincarnate that into a webinar series, is how it turned out. And many of you watched those. Thank you for participating. That was kind of spread out throughout the summer, starting with, we had Joe Scrimger talking about how to read a soil test well, and he also kind of touched on and focused on phosphorus and its use and how to interpret some of the high phosphorus levels that are common here to our region. Then we had Julian Gervreau talking about sustainability and in the vineyard and winery and things that you can do and focus on to increase your sustainability to, lessen our impact on the climate, which 2020 also showed us a few things there in regard to how our climate's doing. Moving on, we had Dr. Wei Zhang from MSU kind of introduce us to biochar, some of the ins and outs. What is it? It's kind of an introductory talk with some applied research that's going on throughout the world. And we also had Dr. Horst Kaspari from Colorado State talk about cover crops. So again, it's like in a desert in Colorado, but you can apply it as needed for our region. And then we had, I might be forgetting one, but we had at least one in August, and that was the Enartis talk. That was really good. So P45 has been fairly dormant throughout harvest, of course, as we normally are. We're pretty busy focusing on harvest and post-harvest and a little bit of rest in December. But the board, you should know, has kind of been meeting throughout the year, whether it was in person or virtual. So we've been continuing to kind of plan what can we do for the members and for the region. How can we, further our mission? So what we've come up with is we're kicking around the idea of having a virtual spring kickoff this year. Now that we're a little more prepared, we kind of were a little shocked last year, so we weren't prepared to just immediately roll into a spring kickoff last year. But we would like to have a virtual spring kickoff this year. We're looking at a wastewater management talk. We're looking at another biochar talk, and I was on the phone with the head of the Sonoma Biochar Institute, and he said that he could do kind of a more of a hands-on, how do we make our own biochar on site ourselves cheaply kind of talk. So we hope to get him involved in that, and it would be a little bit different than the one that we had in July. And we're kicking around possibly a Myosha, and what I have with a star next to it, a big ticket enology speaker. So hopefully we can get that, and stay tuned about announcements for that coming. All right, what else has P45 been up to? We welcomed Ishmael to the station, who many of you know by now, and that was in July, and he hit the ground running, and he came up with a research proposal to try and look at ways to increase color content, total color content in red varieties. So he made a proposal. He was looking for a little bit of money to try a low-cost approach where he applies ethanol to the fruit at key times, and we P45 volunteered to fund 50% of that project. So hopefully we'll be hearing results from that down the line. He's processing data from that currently. We are still working on our grant. We're looking at, we still have some time to use our grant to gather speakers. That's largely what the grant was for, was to bring speakers here in person, which is not going to happen for a while. So we're looking at ways to use that grant in creative ways, and possibly we may have to apply for an extension on that until we're able to meet in person. So we have a little bit of business to do here, and what we have, we like to do elections in person. Of course, it's much less clunky than this. This will be a first here. So we hope that it goes off well. But I want to explain how the board has decided to do elections this year. So we're going to, very shortly after the meeting today, or possibly tomorrow, what we're going to do is we're going to go over the candidates, of course, but we're going to put out a Google poll. And before you get intimidated by how that might work, it's very easy. And Annette and Michael Call, our communications guru, are going to handle emailing this out to all members on our listserv. So whether you have not been to a meeting in some time or whether you're a regular attendee, we're encouraging widespread participation this year. So you don't have to be present to vote like in years past, of course. So this email will have the candidates and a little bio about who they are, what they do, and then you fill it out and send it back. And we have no instant gratification this year of who won, who lost, and all the drama that can ensue from that. But we will probably get, I believe we're going to leave the Google poll active for 7 days. So you will have 7 days to get around to this. Please don't wait till day 6.5. You never know. A blizzard might hit, a polar vortex might hit, something could happen. So look for this email to come towards your inbox fairly soon, and make your selections, and we will announce the winners in a subsequent email. Lots of emailing. So a quick introduction, and then the nominees are going to introduce themselves. We have 3 board positions that are open, and we have 3 nominees. So kind of a shoe-in. So what we're really looking for is some last minute, not really, but we're opening up to last minute floor nominations, and that can occur starting right now. If you would like to nominate someone, you most certainly need their approval to do so. But you can go ahead and type that into the chat or the question box. And if you have any questions about how this is going to work, please feel free to put those in the question box as well. But we are going to accept any nominees. You know, we did send out an email asking for nominees in December, and the list that you see before you reflects that. So, but in the spirit of, you know, keeping this open and an inclusive process, we are going to continue to accept nominees until the end of the meeting, and then we can include them in a brief bio in the Google poll. They will not have a chance necessarily to introduce themselves virtually like like Anna, Tony, and Wes are about to do. So we have, as I said, 3 board terms coming up. They're 3-year terms. Adina Klim and Kevin Uhl are stepping down and are not going to run again. So next time you see them in person, please maybe not give them a hug, but make sure you buy them a drink and thank them for their service. You know, this is a volunteer-based organization, so give them a big thanks. Okay, so Annette, are we ready to bring aboard? We'll go in alphabetical order here. Are we ready to bring aboard Anna for a brief 1 to 2 minute introduction?
Yes. Anna, you just need to, I believe, unmute yourself and have the floor. I think I promoted her to panelist.
Yes, she's here.
Yep, there she is.
Ryan?
Yes, welcome.
Hi, how's everyone doing?
Good.
I can't see myself, so I'm just going to assume that I don't look like a total freak.
You look great, and we can hear you fine.
Thank you so much for setting this up. I really appreciate being included. I'm super excited to get involved with P45. I am the new vineyard manager at Mutual Farm, which is the proprietary
Sorry.
farm management company for Mari. There's Rye. So I started here in the fall, and it's been a wild ride. Vineyard management, baby. It's weird. So yeah, I moved to Traverse City last spring, thanks to Wes, who hired me over at the old Angles Ridge property. And I've been working in the vines ever since. It's been really fun. So I don't have 2 minutes worth of information to give you, unless there's something I'm leaving out.
That's great, Anna. Anna, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Andy.
Okay, Tony, are you ready?
How do I stop? Oh.
Hey y'all, I am Tony Jacobson. Right after Christmas, my daughter convinced me to grow beards. So those of you who can see me, this is new to me. But my history is I started winemaking in 2011 at a small winery in Central Illinois called Sleepy Creek Vineyards. And I moved up to the Traverse City area in 2016 and started working for Mobby right when I moved up here, making bubbly. I just got my master's for plant science and enology through the Vesta Missouri State thing just in 2020. So it was a big deal. Pretty excited about that. And I have been talking to Andy for a few years now about joining P45, but I haven't wanted to commit into anything while my master's was done. And now that that's complete, I'm looking forward to getting involved with the cool people in the area and see how we can help the industry out.
Great. Thank you, Tony. Okay, and do we have Wes on here?
Oh, there he is. Just 1 second. I didn't see him. Just one moment. Hi, Wes. Are you there?
Hi, yeah, I think so. Is this working
Yes, we can hear you.
currently? Okay. I think I can turn my video on.
Yep, there you go.
Okay. Yeah, hi everybody. I'm Wes. I'm the cellar master at Left Foot Charlie. And as Anna mentioned, last year I took over management of expanding 5-acre vineyard and orchard, and but I guess despite of this, I am running for my second term on the board because I'm excited to be part of P45, and I believe in our ability as a community and as a region, wine growing region, to learn and grow together through our shared research and shared experience. So thank you for the opportunity.
All right, thank you, Wes. Everybody probably recognizes Wes, even though he's upside down right now. But he's been around for a while, and looking forward to a second term. So those are our 3 nominees. Have we seen any floor nominations? Let me look here.
Not yet.
Thank yous. Thank yous.
I don't see any.
Any questions? If you have any questions about P45's activity or goings on in the future or 2022, please don't hesitate. Email one of the board members. Reach out to us, call us. We want to be as open as possible to what we're doing. We can always send you our meeting minutes if you really want to put yourself to sleep at night very quickly. You can read those about what we've been up to. Those are open and available to anyone. Remember, we are volunteers, so you know, we might not get them to you right away, but we can get them to you. So I believe that is most of what we have here to discuss. As I said, we're going to have this voting process open for 7 days. So select your candidates and email them back. We'll announce the winners. Looks like probably all 3 of them, you know, since there's the 3 positions and 3 people. So that'll be great. Once we can meet in person again, it'll be even better because we can really get some stuff done, and we can have a beer and maybe some pizza while we meet. So we'll continue to kind of work on spring kickoff webinar ideas. If you have any ideas or suggestions or feedback from previous webinars or spring kickoff, Orchard Vineyard Show stuff, please don't hesitate to send that out as well. You know, I really like this speaker. Can you expand on that? You know, if you liked Joe Scrimger and you want him to talk about nitrogen instead of phosphorus, you know, please let us know. If you want more sustainability stuff, please let us know. We try and really get, you know, we have a somewhat diverse board, as diverse as Northern Michigan can be, you know, and we have a good group of ideas that get assembled. So we try and, you know, keep our interests widespread and our topics diverse: winemaking, viticulture, sustainability, soil management, all of the above. So without further ado, I'm going to thank Ishmael for hosting, and I would like to also thank all of the other MSU Extension people, Emily, Nikki, Annette, and Jen. They have all been super helpful in their own way. This year has been challenging, but like I said, you know, in my intro, we learned a lot of things. Thank you to our sponsors as well. All of the, I'm sure you guys saw some of the sponsor slides, you know, a lot of the local chemical supply and insurance and marketing, and you know, even I'm going to even go a step further. Maybe they're not official sponsors, but you know, the mechanics of the area and the crop consultants, you know, they all I think we came together pretty well as an agricultural industry up here, despite the challenges of the year. So, oh, and I need to thank One American News. They're our facts and accuracy sponsor this year. So thank you to them for doing such a good job. And that's my last One American News joke. So with that, I will turn it over to Ishmael, and please stay tuned for P45 emails in the future.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Andy. And I'd like to share my contact info. You are welcome to send me email, just call me, text me. So I will be more than happy to help you and responsibility. So please write down my contact info. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Attending to this grape session number 2. So I hope to see you in person very soon. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nikki, Emily, and Jennifer. Thank you so much for and organizing this meeting. Thank you so much.
Great job, Ishmael. I think people are going to be so pleased. So terrific.
And also there was a question, someone asked if these presentations would be available after today, just for those hanging on. Yes, we're recording all the sessions and we'll post them to the P45 YouTube, the grape sessions we will. Just to let you know. Thank you.
Thank you, Annette, for helping me today and yesterday, and also for everything. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. This is a great group of growers.